Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the deadlift. So I'm going to approach the bar, set my feet hip width apart, and then the bar is going to be over the mid of my foot, roughly where the laces are. I'm going to bend myself down, I'm going to keep a nice neutral back. I'm going to set my hands just outside my hip width. At this point, I'm going to bring my hips down and set my back nice and flat. Now in this stage, we're looking for the knees to be below the hips, and then our shoulders above the hips. So the hips above the knees, shoulders above the hips in this position. Nice flat back, pulling our shoulder blades in nice and tight, keeping that neutral spine. From there we're going to engage and we're going to stand up, keeping that bar nice and close, not too close so it's dragging up our shins, but still nice and close to the body. We're going to slowly rise up, keeping everything nice and tight, keeping that neutral back throughout the movement until we're standing up at the top. And that's it. Then we're going to lower it back down, nice and easy, keeping the bar right close to the body without it dragging up our shins. Key points, we're looking for the chest to stay nice and upright, nice and proud, shoulders pulled back, neutral spine, and we're looking to just engage everything, stay nice and tight throughout. The weight's going to be through the midfoot throughout the whole movement until we're fully standing. At this fully extended point, we're looking for that finishing position here. So we're not wanting to overarch, we want to stay nice and tall, squeeze the glutes at the top without overarching. Then we're just going to lower the bar back down again. So next we're just going to move on to the clean. So for a clean, got a similar setup position. However, this time our hips are going to be slightly lower, probably almost about the same level as our knee, maybe still slightly above, but definitely lower. So we're going to set our feet, again, hip width apart. We're going to get ourselves into our start position, roughly for our deadlift. That's our deadlift there. Then we're going to pull down slightly and get ourselves set for our clean. Now at this point, we're going to slowly bring the bar up in our deadlift fashion. We're going to straighten the knees out, and then we're going to essentially there's going to be a rebend in the knees at this point before we extend. At this point, when the bar's above the knee, we're then going to go into an extension. So at this point, there's contact of the bar with the thighs at just above the knee where it starts. We're then going to fully extend through until we're triple extending through our hips, knees and ankles all the way up, at which point we're then shrugging the shoulder. With that momentum that we're creating, through that, we're going to be all the way up onto our toes, right nice and high. We're going to shrug the shoulders. At this point where we're fully extended, we've gotten all the power through our leg muscles. We're going to break at the elbows, and the bar is going to continue its path upwards. And at this point, elbows are going to come up nice and high to accommodate that bar path, keeping the bar nice and close to us, but not wanting it to go out. Looking for that bar to stay nice and close to we're at this fully extended point where the bar is almost at our chest and our elbows are up nice and high. And at that point, what we're going to do is we're going to drop back down onto we're going to rotate our elbows through rapidly and pushing them forward. So instead of being up nice and high, we're going to rotate, punch forward so that they're facing forward. At the same time, we're starting up here, and at the same time we're going to drop out into our squat stance. So taking our feet into our squat stance, and then we're going to drop down into a squat with our elbows facing forward at that point. I'll quickly demonstrate that. So from here, we're going to rise up, we're going to set ourselves nice and tight. Weight's going to be over mid-foot at this point. It's going to shift onto the balls of our foot as we're triple extended, and then we're going to drop back down onto the midfoot for the catch. So here, set nice and tight, we'll rise up, and then catch it in this bottom position in our front squat. From this position, we're going to extend up, hips and knees straightening at the same time, keeping a nice upright posture throughout, bracing our core and staying tight. And slowly put the bar back down nice and safely. The key point is make sure we're getting our triple extension, using those leg muscles to get the power into the movement in order to get under that bar a lot quicker and easier as well. So, last movement, we're going to go through the snatch. So, again, similar setup for our deadlift, apart from our hands are going to be a lot wider this time. Now, for the bar setup, we're obviously going to have our hands wide in order to find out where our hands should be placed for the snatch. We pick the bar up, so we get ourselves set relatively wide, deadlift it up to standing. Now at this point, we take the bar, we're looking to get it into that crease in our hip. So we bend over till that bar's in the crease of our hip. It's a really good way of finding the correct positioning for the snatch. Okay, so now that bar's sitting nice, just at the nice soft spongy bit where we're going to make contact later on. Okay, put the bar back down. And now that I know my hand position, I can get myself set for the snatch. So, again, feet set, hip width apart, bar's just going to be over the midfoot, roughly where the laces are. Same as the clean, same as the deadlift. Again, we're going to take our hands nice and wide, set ourselves up. We're going to sink our bum down. Again, a bit lower than our deadlift. From here, it's very similar to the clean. So we're going to set ourselves up in that position, a wee bit lower than our deadlift position, but hands are nice and wide. Now again, similar to the clean, we're going to want to get that triple extension through. So we're looking to go nice and slow. We're starting nice and slow, bending the knees back, and then we're bringing ourselves forward. Now, the bar's slightly higher when you make contact with it on snatch than it is on the clean. So we're probably making contact on the top third of our thigh and into, when we're hitting full extension, we're hitting that nice soft bit that we were talking about earlier. So we're getting through nice and powerful, and then we're getting that triple extension through, all the way up onto the toes, and then we're creating that triple extension, all that power through our legs, up nice and high. Again, same as a clean, at which point we're at full extension, shrugging our shoulders up, we're going to break at the elbows to accommodate that bar path, moving upwards. Once the bar is sitting about chest height, we're then going to, same as the clean, we're going to rotate under the bar, snap our arms out, and then drop into an overhead squat position. So for that, our feet will be doing the same as they were in the clean. We're going to go from our hip width to our shoulder width for our squat stance. We're going to drop into a squat. This time, instead of putting our arms forward and punching our elbows through, we're at this nice wide position. We're going to snap our arms, straighten our arms and snap them at the same time until that bar's above our head. At which point we're going to drop back down onto our heels, into our squat stance for our overhead squat. Just go through that quickly. So, setting ourselves up nice and tight. Foot, weights over our midfoot, bars just above our shoelaces. Nice and tight, squeeze everything. From here we're going to left, and then squat it up. Okay? Bring that down really easy. We'll go again, talk through some of the top points. Okay? So these top points, looking for that rapid extension through the hips, knees and ankles. Getting those arms up nice and high, and then rapidly getting into our squat position, in our overhead position. Getting that turnover really quick. So we're here, set, and we're up. Okay? Now that bar's above the crown of my head here. We're not looking for the bar to be too far back, otherwise we'll start bailing out the back. Too far forward, and we're going to start running forward. Again, same as the clean, we're looking for that bar to stay nice and close. Hence the elbows up nice and high, positioning after our triple extension to accommodate that bar path and keep that bar really close to the body. Once we catch it in that squat position, I'll quickly get myself into it. We're here, up, down. We're in this bottom position. From here, we're going to extend hips, knees, and we're going to straighten up to stand up till we're full extension. keeping that bar up nice and high until we're fully extended, and then bring it back down nice and safe.